Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic and this is another reaction to Shokugeki no Souma. It is the fourth plate, episode 6. And as always, if you want to see the reaction itself, just go down into my descriptions, follow the links, replace the parentheses dot parts with real dots and enjoy. Once you've done, feel free to come back here and hear my thoughts about this episode. So, see you soon. To those that came back, welcome back. Now let's see. Apart from my chair squeaking like hell today, there was an awesome episode. I really liked it a lot. I mean, let's be true, no question there. For me, it was pretty clear that this win had to go to Yukihira. You don't bowl out your favorite player, right? So, however, how they did it was awesome. So they showed that normally he wouldn't have been able to beat his enemy. The abilities when it comes to Sushi, and maybe even in every case of Saito, are over the top. So he's really good at what he's doing. So they had to bring in this training with Mimasaki, and I like that. I really like it. It shows how important he is in the past and still. So he was a major enemy in the past. He inspired the Aldini brother, right? Which we've seen last episode. And now he kind of gave the option to win to Yukihira. I really like how they push a secondary character into such an importance as he is. So he was willing to sacrifice even more his time and partially his body, you could say, because it's a lot he had to do there. So it's very stressful and it will cost a lot of energy. And he will be tired for possibly a very long time. Just see the other two major members of the Elite 10 who are still, after one Shokugeki, lying around resting, right? And Mimasaki is pushing himself and saying, I will serve as your punching bag. I will serve as your training partner. I will make mock battles with you and act as the enemy you will have to face. So you know how they are working. He cannot 100% for sure say what the other one will create, because he does not, I don't know, maybe they drew it before, so maybe he will even be knowing what they are using. So there's a good chance he can even like guess the dish. But if they trained before it was drawn, he couldn't have guessed it so good. But instead he can show you how which techniques are used, how they behave, their fighting style, to say so. And that is something that's very important, especially when you've seen how he went against Aldini, the way that he was lured to react, the way that he was tried to get out of his comfort zone. And when you know that, you can prepare for it. For Yukihira, however, it was a major thing because he realized, man, I cannot win. There's no chance I cannot beat Saito. At least not if I do it alone. And here we go with what I was hoping for. And what they showed. They showed it even further. So, the one thing that the judges realized in the end was why the dish of Yukihira is so special is because the apple butter inside is special. Is doing, in the end, kind of the same thing as the orange butter did that Saito prepared, right? But Yukihira did not have to make it, because it was already done before by Megumin, with her skills and her abilities. So that's what he got there. Additionally, he got something from Aldini, a prepared stuff. And those are the two that are prepared during the battle. So it is a 3-on-1 situation. The three of them against Saito. Awesome. I was hoping for it. As I said, it's a team battle, and they showed what that means. But they went step further. They went one step further, a big one, by bringing in everyone that Yukihira has faced in the past. Which does not mean he had to have won in the battles. Everyone he faced, he learned from. So he learned about how to implement a bigger flavor, how to implement spices from specific enemies in the past. He learned about reading the room, temperatures, everything. about meat, about bakery, French cuisine, Italian cuisine, everything that he learned in each battle, he took something out of it. Maybe just a state of mind, maybe a different way of creating a food, maybe a mixture of spices, you know? And they gave it to him very often because he was respectful. So the rebels very much offered him what he needed. They gave him their ingredient list, they gave him how to do it, and even from his enemies because he was able to read them. So they showed again the way is the goal. The way that he has gone so far teaches him who he is. So he's evolving. Sure, you could say the same about Saito, but Saito kind of created like his one way, while Yukihira is adapting and taking from everyone and just striking it in. They showed this by this battle of weapons there, which is a cool thing to do. I like it. And Yukihira won. Really, really good. I like it a lot. He learned a bit about butter from Irina before, but that did not come in a lot during the battle. They told us a little bit more again about butter and how to use oranges to soften up this very strong fragrant and taste of butter, because it can be very punchy. It's always awesome, but your dish just tastes like butter if you take too much, right? Butter tastes awesome, but if it's just butter, it's just butter. I don't know how to explain it otherwise, unless you have ever, if you've ever eaten something with a lot of butter, you know what I mean. It's just a bit too much at some point, and you just feel like one bite and you're done. I loved the background story that they told us about Saito. And okay, so they talked him into the Elite 10 by going on his Bushido code, by saying you have to defend the weak, and as an Elite 10 you can defend the weak. And that is something where I strongly have to disagree, because that's not fitting. I mean, sure, someone who's able to talk really good lured him into it and made him think it is true. Okay. But it is just nonsense, because Central is not defending the weak. Central is defending a state, a moment in time, a frozen time in the end. It is acting like the king, the steward of Gondor. I don't want anything to change. We have one perfect way of doing this dish, one perfect way of doing this dish. Here's the list, right? You have to do it like that. So they're defending something that will never change. That is not defending the weak, because those who are weak and work by that, sure, it is helping them to get like their first steps and to get to a high level. But those who want to try anything else and who are not in the system are punched and punished and thrown away. Those are the weak then. And Saito's not defending them. Seriously not. Right now, he was fighting against them even. So, but that's maybe the problem if you see in the past, Bushido and everything, stuff like that. Honorable warriors does not only have to be samurai, others in the world in the past. Both sides in a war always had people who believed they were doing the right thing, who believed they were honorable. So, that's the problem here. However, what I especially was surprised about is the background story of Saito, seeing that his mother kind of went through what the rebels are doing right now. She went to a school and was denied because you are a woman. We don't deal with women here. It's a man only. Women are not allowed to be chefs, stuff like that stupidity. And it's this, we have a way we do it and it's the only right way. Don't go against it. And she broke on it, and Saito later on kind of he avenged her. So, right now the rebels are there and saying, hey, we want to do something, and Central is saying, no, we have a specific way of doing it, how it was always done, don't go against it. They are acting the same way, right? So it's weird Saito is not seeing that. And that's why I'm a little bit I was about the background story, right? About his mom and everything. I was like, seriously? And I was kind of waiting for him to flip sides, to be like, okay, I will switch to the rebels. I just realized he didn't. He admitted defeat, which I think is very honorable. It's a major thing. If you go in sports and stuff alike, if you realize you are beaten, it is a big step, and it is something that, in my opinion, brings you a lot of honor. If you admit yourself the defeat, you don't need a judge for that, right? You see, this is the better one, and you hold up his or her hand. That's something that was done in the past, and it was not done to humble the loser. It was done to bring in appreciation and camaraderie it's not a war, it was a sport, right? Maybe that's why. So, I don't know, maybe we will see him change sides before the end. He's out of the battle now. It's 4 against 4, but still, interesting. Let's see where we go from here. They're the last ones, and seeing it's 4 against 4, it feels to me like we will, I don't know, lose like 2 on each team the next time, something like that. I was kind of waiting for a 1-on-1 in the end, but either they go 3-0, which would be weird, and Yukihira has to face everyone. I think it is 2-1 for each, so each side will lose 2 more, and then we will have 2-on-2 in the finals, something like that. We will see. However, that's it for me this time. I hope you enjoyed. I did for sure, and I will see you in the next episode. Until then, my name is Relax and Panic. Feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. Goodbye, and out.